October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and this year the pandemic has brought new dangers and challenges to survivors of domestic violence, as many are told to stay home to stay safe from coronavirus. KSBY News reporter Sydney Brandt spoke to experts about how statistics have changed and shares one survivor's experience overcoming abuse.
When COVID-19 first began, Jan Campbell of Santa Barbara County Domestic Violence Solutions says that the calls for domestic violence dropped off initially, which came as a surprise. But the number of services used has seen an uptick in both San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties. For many, domestic violence during the pandemic meant being afraid to pick up the phone.
People were saying, well, I was told nobody was open and nobody would help me.
Isolation, a safety precaution for COVID-19, but a practice that experts say has increased domestic violence in homes this year.
The lethality of the situations has increased, so people are coming in more physically abused, certainly emotionally and psychologically abused.
Santa Barbara resident Natalie Sarabia has lived through this experience while raising her children, but has come out on the other side, leaving her relationship in 2018.
It was hard. I didn't really know that I was in a domestic violence relationship.
She says with the pandemic, she can only imagine the added stress at home.
You're now at home all the time and you're with your spouse all the time. So there was already communication issues within the relationship. It's definitely being tested even more so now.
There are root causes to domestic violence, but you pour on circumstantial trauma onto people, and then it becomes, even worse.
According to Domestic Violence Solutions for Santa Barbara County, this time last year, there were approximately 4,200 calls to the 24-hour crisis. In 2020, that number is up by 100. The larger effects are seen on the number of beds used, reaching at least 7,000 this year in Santa Barbara, up from more than 1,000. Stand Strong in San Luis Obispo has seen a similar trend and says there was a big jump in crisis services like counseling and bed nights.
It's doubled, and in some departments like counseling even tripled over the same time last year.
Stand Strong says that the jump in calls was from May to July, but as some lockdown orders are beginning to get lifted and people are heading back to work, they say that the number of calls is beginning to diminish. Reporting in San Luis Obispo, Sydney Brandt, KSBY News.